A middle-aged male was driving home from a long day at work. He drives through a neighborhood where kids are playing outside. He gets a text from a friend about going to get drinks. While he is typing, a kid runs in the middle of the road to get his soccer ball. As the car gets closer, the kids try to get out the street as the driver looks up, but it is too late. The kid gets hit by a car doing 40 miles per hour and he flies in the air and hits his head on the ground. His injuries are so severe that he dies at the scene. Police charge the driver with texting while driving, speeding, reckless endangerment, and involuntary manslaughter. He spends thousands of dollars trying to defend his case, but it does not work, as he will in turn spend the next 15 years of his life in prison for texting while driving. Distracted driving is the practice of driving a motor vehicle while engaged in another activity, typically one that involves the use of a cellular phone or other electronic device. Using a phone, changing the radio station, trying to bite a sandwich or take a sip of your soda, having a conversation that causes you to take your eyes off the road for a quick second, or lighting a cigarette is an example of distracted driving. I have been riding in cars and looked out the window and I have seen people on their phone texting people, and if they have had to make a sudden stop, not only do they slam on their brakes really hard, but they swerve into other lanes, making it a danger to other drivers, as we now have to get out the way so we don't get in a car accident. An article from the Georgia Department of Transportation says that this year is shaping up to be another one of the deadliest years on Georgia's roads. At about as many people died in the first half of 2016 as they died during the first half of 2015. Last year was especially deadly as the state recorded more traffic fatalities than it has since 2008, according to the Department of Transportation. As of July 22nd, 759 people have been killed in accidents, down just six from the same time last year. Officials say they continue to see an alarming number of deaths that involve distracted driving or unused seatbelts. If it was some disease, can you imagine what people would be saying, said Tim Golden, who represents a large swath of South Georgia on the State Transportation Board. Commissioner Russell McMurray said traffic deaths have reached epidemic proportions. The statistics tell you that the people are distracted and that's hard to overcome. It's a national challenge. Almost three-quarters of accidents are related to driver behavior, McMurray added. Atlanta and the area south of the city have seen the most significant increases from last year, with a quarter more accident-related deaths. Those areas account for 40% of total traffic deaths so far. The number of fatal accidents has dropped 20% in northeast Georgia and 11% in the area southeast of Atlanta, including Milledgeville. Facts on distracted driving and teen safety are: distracted driving has attributed to about 16% of all car collisions. Studies have shown drivers who text are 23 more times likely to crash, and texting while driving is the equivalent to driving impaired after drinking 4 beers. Car crashes are the number one death for everyone in the U.S. ages 11 to 27, with teens crashing 4 times more than any other age group. Strong teen driving laws, referred to as graduated driver licensing, have shown to reduce traffic fatalities by as much as 30% in the states where they have been adopted. Virginia Tech Transportation Institute has conducted a naturalistic driving study in which researchers track the real-time actions of drivers by equipping vehicles with sensors, radars, and cameras with the goal of learning what specific distracted driving behaviors and actions are most dangerous and result in the most number of collisions. One of the most surprising and interesting facts concluded by the study was its findings relating to the impact of emotions of a driver have on their ability to safely drive and navigate roadways while driving. According to researchers conducting this Virginia Tech Transportation Institute study, drivers who are visibly sad, angry, crying, or emotionally distressed increase their risk of being involved in an automobile collision by nearly tenfold. Another conclusion drawn from this study is that motorists more than double the risk of crashing when engaging in distracted driving behaviors, requiring them to take their eyes off of the roadway. Some of the more common distracted driving behaviors reported in the study fall into this category are using handheld cell phones, reading, writing, and using touchscreen menus or panels. Researchers conducted in this study shows that typical drivers participate in some form of distracted driving over 50% of the time that they are driving. Distracted driving is a dangerous activity and has become an epidemic nationwide. The message can wait until you get home. Do not lose your life or endanger others over a text or a tweet. It can wait.